RUTO ailing with the plague number 9 from the Lord. That this plague is a plague from God, and RUTO will be plagued. And I know RUTO hears prophecies that I share, and I think the prophets who have been around him, and I call them prophets in brackets, have been lying prophets, whom think that they can overturn the judgment of God that God has sent me to speak. I am very sober, and to date, the Republic of Kenya has a majority of persons who now believe that I spoke the truth and I speak the truth from God, and everything I spoke about RUTO and the government and the church, they have come to pass. So sober prophets know that my words are not lying words. My prophecies are not to be taken lightly or for jokes. And this vision comes in the wake of RUTO trying to please men. Yet he is dying. He is falling. God has judged RUTO. And so I saw him in this vision. He's determined. He's still like, want Kenya to, he wants like to heal Kenya. He wants to like correct his mess. He wants to correct the mistakes he has made. And he has that determination of trying to fix things because he's the one who messed. He has contributed to messing Kenyans' lives and messing up Kenya's economy. So RUTO feels indebted to men, indebted to Kenyans. But at the back of his mind, he has not made efforts enough to be right with God. So in that prophetic vision, I will see, and I will actually read his, God will have me see his heart, see and understand many things about him. That, yes, he has a burden for Kenya. And again, he's so much selfish about himself. He's so much full of himself. So he feels like he wants to please people. Apostle Paul tells us that we should not be people pleasers. We don't be men's pleasers. And so RUTO here is actually making effort, is so determined to please men. So in that vision of the Lord, I saw him sick. I saw him afflicted. And there is not a sickness called malaria or diarrhea where you can actually have medicine. This is an affliction from God. In the Bible, the kings of Judah and the kings of Israel, plus the king of Syria, we see kings that God afflicted. And the affliction of God led them to death. King Hezekiah escaped. He wasn't afflicted of God. The Bible does not tell us clearly whether King Hezekiah was afflicted by God, but he finished badly. Later on, even after God gave him 15 more years to live, he still died and left Judah in a mess. So his son Manasseh took over, and actually it was a manifestation of what is called mess. Other kings in the Bible, like Zechariah, they are kings like Ahab, whom the Lord actually plagued, whom the Lord actually had them die. God can kill a king. God can overturn a regime. God can actually judge a nation because of their king. So in this case, our republic, Kenya, RUTO is one reason why Kenya is being judged. Kenya's church clergy are also a reason why Kenya is being judged. And that judgment hasn't been overturned. So RUTO is actually in that vision of the Lord. I saw him, in spite of him being unwell. He was black, dark. Actually, he was gray. I saw him gray. So all of us who understand the language of the Spirit, color black and color gray, when they afflict a man, they speak of a spirit of death. So the spirit of death in the Bible is gray. The gray horse, you remember. And I was made to understand in the vision of the Lord that Captain RUTO knows that he has a case to answer before God, but he has locked his heart. He has locked his heart. That was a very sad part of the vision, that RUTO has locked his heart. And it's like, well, let it be. I find that one very strange. And I wonder about those who are RUTO's pastors. What do you feed him? Because in this vision, it was just like, well, he knows that judgment of God is there. He's not crying about it. He's not moved. That the judgment of God does not scare RUTO. But I see the same thing with Raila Amolo Odinga, who do not really, they are not perturbed. They are not disturbed how God feels when they fail God's mission. The consequences of their betrayals, consequences of them, they are betraying God, does not bother them. So I see that thing in RUTO. I see it in Raila Odinga as well. And like Moi, who will try and he'll try and see if he can please God. He'll try, but unfortunately, Daniel Moi passed on. And unfortunately, he's in hell. The visions of the Lord pictures the late Moi in hellfire. The late Kibaki, President Kibaki, also in hellfire. Then the vision of the Lord also depicts and pictures Jomo Kenyatta, also in hell. And then also in the visions of God, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga is in hell. Now, these are Kenya's presidents. Also, Saitoti is in hell. Mangest Idi Amin is in hell. Nyerere of Uganda also is in hell. Obote of Uganda is also in hell. Now, they join the list of presidents who are in hell. So, Arabian presidents are in hell. Muammar Gaddafi is featured in hell. Osama bin Laden is also featured in hell. And that is very sad. When we see how serious President lives. And him, actually, I've not seen anything about him yet, but he's a wicked one. And so today, both Uhuru and RUTO have not made amends of their lives. So it's very sad that Raila Odinga is a prince, because currently Raila Odinga is the one holding anointing that RUTO should use. And Uhuru also is holding on anointing that actually should benefit RUTO. Yet, all of them, they have not made an effort to please God. So Kenya is in a bad place. Kenya is in bad books. And unfortunately, those who are so-called super clergy, they have never convinced God about